Hello and welcome to another VanHack success case video. My name is Ilya. I'm the CEO and founder of VanHack, the company that helps tech talent get jobs abroad. And I am so excited for this video. This is a video that I've been waiting for a long time to film. And we have a special here. We have two VanHackers that both got hired at the same company, in the same city, in the same office. We have Erlon and Rafael, who are both working actually in the same position, DevOps engineers at Two Hat Security in Kelowna. So welcome, guys, and congratulations on getting hired.
Hi, Ilya. Who will be the first? Maybe you or Rafael. We'll go there.
Okay. So
yeah. So
I don't even know how to start.
Yeah, let's start off with your professional background. So tell me a little bit about who you are, what you work with, this kind of things.
Okay. I started as a system administrator in '98. I have some background in developing, so most of the times I'm just doing operations and infrastructure things. So in 2007, I moved to the cloud service. So that's when I really started doing DevOps, even without knowing that it was called like that.
Cool. DevOps before it was called DevOps. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. And right now you're working as a senior DevOps engineer, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Awesome. Kelowna, like you said before.
Yeah.
So my process wasn't so quick as Erlon's. Mine took about 9 days from the day I submit my application to getting the approval. It's like 9 days.
Cool. Well, let's talk about the visa in a bit, but first let's talk about the interview process. But before we go there, Erlon, maybe tell us a little bit about your personal background, and then we'll start talking about how was the interview process or the job hunt process in general.
Okay, sure.
Cool. So Erlon, please tell us a bit about your personal experience.
Okay. I've been working with IT for more than 20 years, and in Brazil I had a company focusing on IT infrastructures based on Linux and this kind of things, more of them related with free software. And actually this company has something around 15 years, and I decided to go abroad and use VanHack service for that. My process was, as you said before to me, kind of a record, because I applied on one Monday, and the next day, around 24 hours later, I got the results and my visa approval. After that, we just sent in passports, and the entire process has taken just a few weeks. And from the final meeting with the company CIO, from my arrival here in Kelowna was just, I guess, 1 month and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So you both, just to be clear for everyone who's watching, you're both applied for the Canadian Global Talent Stream, the Global Skills Visa. That's the new fast-track visa for tech talent in Canada. It's something that's been working really well. It's really cool to see that you're both approved. You both got the visa, and Erlon was a month and a half, and Rafael was about 2 months. He'll be in Kelowna next week. So that's really cool. But let's talk about the job hunt process. So maybe talk a little bit about how was the job hunt process before, why you started working and kind of joined VanHack, and how we helped you. And then as well, the interview process with Two Hats. So maybe we can start off with how was the job hunt process in general, experience with VanHack, and then we can talk about Two Hats as well.
Oh, I just can say amazing things about the support that VanHack gave me. Since the first day when someone told me that there was opportunity here in Kelowna, and during the entire process, some different people be in touch with me to give tips, to simulate interviews, to talk about how a Canadian interview would be. And each new step on interview, someone had in touch with me to get to know how it's going and everything related, and was pretty awesome. And I would like to say that before this, in truth, this interview was my first interview. I can say that I got a job using VanHack by the first interview.
Wow.
Yeah. Before that, I had another opportunity sent to me by VanHack staff, but it's not what I were looking for. It wasn't opportunities on Europe, but my main goal is to get a job in Canada. Mm-hmm. So I've received a proposal to apply on Amsterdam, German, Ireland, but I gave up these opportunities to look for opportunity here in Canada. So the first opportunity I received, I got hired.
Wow, cool! I didn't know that. That's awesome. Nice ratio. Very cool. How about you, Rafael? How was your experience?
Oh, the first time I heard about VanHack was by the end of 2015. I didn't apply for many jobs. I'm not sure how many, but less than 10, I'm sure. But one thing I have to add about Erlon said is that VanHack even helped me to find a really good job here in Brazil, because I was, by the end of 2016, I was looking for another job to anywhere, Brazil or in Canada, Europe, and I managed to get a new job, a really good one here in Brazil, thanks to some really cool advices that I got from VanHack, and it was really amazing. For my current job in Kelowna, let's say it only took me 3 interviews, 2 with the 2 technical, one technical interview, 1 with the HR people, and 1 with the CEO. Mm-hmm. After, it was super quick. I think in less than 15 days, they offered me the job.
Awesome, cool. So the interview process, I think, was pretty similar, right, for both of you, where you had the kind of HR interview, maybe a technical interview, then the interview with the CEO. It's a pretty standard process for, I think, most tech companies that they have like this, and sometimes like a tech test as well. Very cool. So let's talk about the visa. That's something that I think a lot of VanHackers are curious about. I've heard a lot of people say that it's too good to be true. Maybe it doesn't work like this. How was the visa process for you guys? What documents did you have to submit? How did it work?
Yeah, one thing that they can do as soon as possible is to get a medical exam with a regular doctor. Mm-hmm. This doctor is a special doctor because it has to be credentialed, I guess.
Accredited, yeah.
Accredited by the Canadian government, and there are a few doctors in Brazil. For example, in my city, there is just one. Rafael, if I don't mind, he had to go to another city to get this interview because in his city is not the doctor. So and you have to send these results to visa process. And for Rafael, for example, I guess there was a problem with doctor, and he got 2 weeks of wait for that. Yes. And let me see. And there are a lot of forms to fill. And if you can, how can I say, adiantar?
That's a good one. If you can do it in advance.
Have everything you had beforehand?
Yeah. Do wherever you can as soon as possible, because after you apply, you click the button to apply, it will be so fast. The process that get time is just to fill the forms and get all the documents necessary.
Cool. Yeah. So we have actually a blog post that people can read in the link below here about the visa process. There's kind of a two-step process. One is for the company. The other one is for the VanHacker, or the candidate, the employee, I guess now in this case. And so, yeah, just make sure you're following that. You have to have your medical records. You have to have your translated wedding certificate if you're married, or marriage certificate if you're married. And then I think that's it. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a list there. And also, you also need to make sure that you don't need to take an IELTS exam, or you don't need to do the WEST process for validating your diploma. So that's really good as well.
Yeah.
Nice, cool. So you guys have both been working at the company for a little bit. Erlon, it's your third day, or will be today your third day. Rafael, you've been there for a couple of weeks. How's it going? How are you guys enjoying the team, the Canadian culture? How's that going?
Oh, it's a totally different experience from the Brazil work style. I mean, the people are really nice, and everyone is friendly and always there to help and talk about if you have some doubt, questions, and yeah, they are super helpful. I like the way the Canadians works.
Nice.
Yeah, and there's an amazing environment to work. It's in this case of this company, it's the entire floor of a build where almost everyone is located, and there are people from different countries, from Mexico, from India, and in this company in particular, it is amazing because they are doing awesome work there, and it will be my third day, and these two first initial days they put me on more calm about my English skills and everything related to this. It's I just can't say good things about this company until now.
Very cool. And Erlon, a question for you, because you're already in Canada. What's it like being in Canada after so much time dreaming, thinking, imagining? How's it feel?
Yeah, it's amazing. All the persons here are so polite and so useful and so lovely. For example, I was so worried about my son's school, and in last week when we arrived, we went to kind of government agents responsible for that, and everyone there was so nice with us and give all the informations. For 3 times, the woman that was responsible for my son's process gave me a ride to come home. And the last time she offered me a bag of tomatoes for me. Yeah, it's everything so nice.
Wow, free rides and free food. That sounds like a nice deal.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
when we were dealing about my son's school.
Wow, very cool. That's awesome. I think that's something as well, as I have to say, a nice thing about Kelowna or smaller cities in Canada that really have that that feeling of community, maybe a little bit more than the larger cities. Of course, the larger cities have nice things, great places to live too, but I think it's something special about places like Kelowna.
Yeah.
Rafael, I mean, you'll be there soon, right? So just next week, you'll be able to experience the same thing.
Yeah. 2 other Brazilians
that want to see it.
Sorry, for 2 other Brazilians that are thinking about how Kelownas is. The most seems like in Brazil, looks like in Brazil with Gramado on Rio Grande do Sul. It's an amazing city, so pretty, so it's a kind of city for tourists, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And the weather's been okay so far, not too cold?
I came from northeast of Brazil, right? Everything it will cold for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
But today,
interesting weather. You're gonna go skiing.
let me check. Today's two gross disease.
Oh, okay.
2 degrees Celsius.
So it is cold. Yeah.
Sure.
Winter is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the summer there is really nice. I've been to Kelowna, and that whole region in the summer is very beautiful. You can go skiing and water skiing in the lake, and to the wineries, and then very good fruit. Anyway, let's kind of finish up here. What tips do you guys have for VanHackers who are watching this and thinking, man, I really want to get hired abroad? What can I do better? What can I do differently? What would you say to someone who's just starting out their job search process?
I guess the first thing everyone has to do is to build a strongly resume and LinkedIn. For these two things, VanHack was pretty important for me. They gave me a lot of tips. They analyzed. They said me what is wrong, what I have to do to put better. After I fixed my resume in LinkedIn, for example, I had a lot of the direct messages from recruiters from Toronto, from Vancouver, because my LinkedIn has to be a great resume about after VanHack support. But every time it stops on the visa issue. But yeah, I just crossed this barrier using VanHack, through VanHack. Cool. But the first thing you have to do is to build a great resume and LinkedIn profile, and to be prepared for interviews.
Yeah, definitely. And just so everyone knows, all the jobs on VanHack sponsor work visas. So everything on the VanHack Job Board, just go to vanhack.com and click on jobs, or find it there. All our jobs sponsor work visas, so you can know when you're applying for a job, you'll get a response if you're the right candidate. So yeah, definitely, I agree with you. Having the right profile makes a big difference, and being ready for the interviews as well. Rafael, what about you? What tips do you have?
For me, the golden tip was find a job that you feel passion about it. I mean, if the company is doing something that that fits your moral values, I think it's more likely for you to get the job, because it was my case.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you
doing something that
so excited about the position. I remember this.
Yeah.
Cool. That's really cool. Yeah, it's true. I guess in anything in life, right? If you're a big thing we get a lot of times with VanHackers is just this. Actually, a really good point is companies don't like it when you say, "Oh, I want to work for you because I want to work in Canada, or I want to work in Germany, or I want to work in another country." This is a really bad response to the question. So why do you want to work for our company? Much better response is something like what Rafael says. When you have a passion for the company's product or their mission or what they're doing, of course, this has to be genuine and real. Like in the case here, you can't just say, I'm passionate about something when you're clearly not. I think they'll sense this. But really make sure you do your homework about the company before you're interviewing with them, so you know exactly what they're doing, what their vision is, their values, what they're trying to build, and talk about how you connect with this on a personal basis or professional basis. So yeah, that's a really good tip, Rafael. I know it's super obvious for when you messaged me how excited you were, how much you enjoy, and I really think this connected with Two Hat. We actually had some other candidates, other VanHackers, who interviewed at Two Hat, and the reason they were rejected was because they didn't have this passion. You could see they weren't a cultural fit, was the feedback. So very important, very nice tip, Rafael.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you guys both so much for taking the time to share your experience. This has been really great. If you're watching this, if you liked the video, please subscribe. Please join VanHack. It's free. You get a lot of free content about how to improve your profile, how to improve your resume, how to get hired abroad, and of course, apply to some jobs. And maybe we'll be making a success case video with you. Yes, you. And Erlon Rafael, I'll definitely see you next year in Kelowna. I'll be there early 2018, and we can have a beer and talk about things in the snow. Maybe we'll see. So thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time to share your experience with everyone.
It was a pleasure, man.
Yeah. Thank you for you, Ilya, because without you, nothing of that would be possible.
My pleasure. We hack together, right?
For sure.
Sweet. All right.